Here with Robert Morris women's hockey head coach Paul Colontino, and if you missed the Colonials this past weekend, you missed a lot. We'll just leave it at that and let the man explain for himself. I guess I should just kind of go big picture here. Friday night, you win an 11-0 game, the largest margin of victory the team has enjoyed since you took over the program. Saturday, you win on a buzzer beater and to boot from an unlikely goal scorer. How did it all happen?
Well, I think, the first night, obviously Brown coming into literally their first NCAA game of the season. So, you do have the benefit of the doubt that we had games under our belt. They're coming in their first NCAA game, a little bit gun shy, maybe a little bit hesitant, and we got a couple quick goals that that helped us out, and then had a real strong second period. So once things kind of got going there, you had a lot of people with a lot of real good confidence, and we were just finding spots, really finding spots in the back of the net. And when you don't have pressure of a tight game, sometimes it's really easy to hit the pinhole from 100 yards. It's crazy. It's confidence. So anyways, that game was that game. Obviously, we liked the goal scoring. Brown again had to find a way to rebound going into game two, and full credit to them in the sense that what a transition, what a complete 180. And we were on our toes the entire game. Obviously, going down 2-0 early doesn't help, but I tell you, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And our players battled literally the entire game. I think, as opposed to the night before, a complete 180-degree shift in pressure. So we played that whole game with a lot of pressure. We were able to get one in the second there. The first, but then after that we had nothing throughout the second, and it took us halfway through the third to get that tire. It was a constant pressure, and again, those are tough games, and you can't help but give credit to Brown, the coaching staff, and the players to really just flip the switch like that. They were very, very good on Saturday, and for us to be able to win it in regulation, like you said, from an unlikely, not to say an unlikely, but if you're in Vegas, you're not betting on you're not betting necessarily on 11, for that situation. But Nat has an incredible knack for just finding open ice, and she appears and she anticipates extremely well. And in this case, the whole shift was building up to it. She jumped on a loose puck that went wide into the corner, sent it through the crease, literally right through their goalie's feet, through the crease, goes to the other side where our other defenseman picks it up, and then Nat goes to the net and kind of gets lost for a second, and sure enough, she bats home a hard-fought rebound, and we're able to win it in regulation. So that's probably the closest I come to a heart attack. My beard literally, I think my beard turned a couple grays or a couple shades grayer in the last 5 minutes there, because you just couldn't believe the opportunities and some of the missed opportunities. So it was a great win, and it was nice to do it in that fashion. And what was great was for our players was just how hard they worked through the entire game to be rewarded with only a couple key chances like that to bury on, and we did.
And looking at some of the longer-term goals that the team has this year, by winning 5 of these 6 non-conference games against teams, very reputable programs from very reputable other conferences, you're putting yourself in very good position for the end of the year when the powers that be get together and decide the postseason picture. And you guys have to feel pretty good about that as well, I'm sure. Yeah,
without a doubt. It's exciting, when you get to play out a league conference, with the CHA, as opposed to other leagues, the 3 other leagues in the country. We play the most non-conference games of any league, and that's awesome for our league and for our teams. Our players love it because they get to see a variety of teams each year. They don't just play league opponents, where some leagues might have 6 non-conference or 4 non-conference, and that's it. That's all. It's great. You know, you get to see new programs and you get to learn from them too. You know, you play Maine, you learn a lot from their toughness and their grittiness, and you know, a few things with how they're doing things. You play Brown, the way they battled back, how mentally tough they were, and they did some real nice things. So when we get these opportunities, it's great for us as a staff. It's great for our players because they get to see new places, you know, travel on the road. But at the end of the day, with what you're talking about, you are correct. You want to win against those non-conference games because some of these teams are going to do extremely well throughout their conference and throughout the year. So for us to have a couple of wins under our belt at the beginning of the year, we tell our players, hey, if it's the first game or the last game, they all mean the same when the RPIs and the pairwise come out. So it's great to get a couple wins like that.
And shifting attention to Penn State this week, I mean, is the preparation process for you any different going against a team that you know invariably you're going to have to go through year after year as compared with preparing for some of the non-conference teams that you only play once in a while?
No, we prepare for everybody the same in the sense that we want to make sure that us as a program, us as a team is firing on all cylinders and we're doing things right, we're doing things our way. We'll take the tendencies from our upcoming opponent, we'll introduce those, and we'll work around those. But what we want to do is make sure that we're well rested, we're physically and mentally ready to go, because when it comes down to conference play, the only difference, there is 6 teams, and that's it. And all our games are just battles when we play our conference opponents, and that's the way it should be. It makes you stronger. But you know each other very, very well, so a lot of times there's not a whole lot of hiding what you can do or you can't do. It's just who does it best. So we'll prepare the same way. We'll get rested, we'll get our systems in check, and then we'll head to Penn State for a couple of huge conference games.
And lastly, what is the scouting report on the Nittany Lions as you enter the first CHA series this weekend?
I can't tell you that. I mean, this is going on the internet, right?
Right.
I'm just kidding. Hey, the scouting report again is focused on us. They do have a new coach. They got some great jump. They've had some awesome games. You know, a couple close games with Clarkson. They're able to pick up an OT win last weekend versus Merrimack. They're coming in all their systems as well, adjusting to a new coach, you know, a little bit of a new system, a new style. So they're going to be ready, and you know, not to be vague about it, but it's Penn State. They got a lot of pride. They're a good, quick, speedy team, and we want to be ready physically. So that's just the way it goes, I think.
And what promises to be, I'm sure, 2 very entertaining contests this approaching Saturday and Sunday at the Peg this weekend. Again, it's the first CHA series of 2017-18 for Robert Morris and head coach Paul Colontino. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.